What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Friday. Okay. I forgot what day it was. Except it's not with Rhea and Fran. It's with Devin, Sarah, and Noah. Fran is on her way to Chicago for the Dozen tournament. We wish our girl the best of luck. We are rooting for the experts. Right now, they are the enemy in some people's eyes, but they are not in our eyes. We are rooting hard for Fran. Good luck out there. Everybody root for Fran, and we're wishing you the best. And we wish you were here right now. I wish you were here right now because Noah is on another level, which we will get into. But how are you guys feeling?
Good. Also, when this comes out, we'll know if Fran won.
That's true. We're just putting it out there. Good spirits.
Okay.
That she'll win.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling hungry.
Yeah. We are all teetering the line of hangry.
Yeah.
Sarah, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Just a little hungry, just like you guys. I can't wait to eat. Avocado toast sounds really good right now.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I need like literally everything on that menu that we went to yesterday. We went to a really good, if you're from Denver, Snooze. It was really good. But I think they have them in other states I was looking at. Noah, how are you feeling? You could pass the mic.
I don't have a mic. Great. I feel like I'm hated by everyone right now.
No,
Not at all.
That is not the
I am.
case.
You're not hated
you are
in the
not
slightest.
hated.
And after last
look,
night,
this
everyone
is
hates me.
When you said he was looking for sympathy, like this is it.
Oh, everybody hates me.
Oh my God, everybody hates me.
Everyone, yeah.
That is not the case. But I think we should take it back to the beginning when we first got to Denver, because honestly,
Or the car ride there.
oh my
to the
gosh,
airport.
yeah, on the way to the airport. All right, guys, we are super excited to announce that we are going to be hosting 2 screenings, one in New York City and one in LA for No Hard Feelings. More information about that will be on social, so look on Chicks in the Office for that. But we want everybody and our listeners to make sure they go see No Hard Feelings in theaters. It's a new comedy film with Jennifer Lawrence starring. Jennifer Lawrence is so funny. We love when she does a comedy movie because we know how funny she is in real life, so it's just even better when we get to watch her in a comedy movie. And I also think it's so fun going to theater with, you know, maybe a significant other, your friends, and just laughing, getting candy, popcorn, the whole experience. No Hard Feelings comes from the director of Good Boys and the co-writer of Bad Teacher. It's an edgy, R-rated, laugh-out-loud comedy that stars Jennifer Lawrence like you've never seen her before. It's going to be the comedy event of the summer, the comedy movie of the summer. And there's nothing better than a nice, easygoing comedy film. Like we said, it's Jennifer Lawrence starring in it, and we are super, super excited about this. I can't wait. Like I said, love an easygoing movie and love Jennifer Lawrence. So No Hard Feelings is exclusively in movie theaters June 23rd, and it is rated R. Listen, Noah was having one of those, like, I think weeks in general where he didn't go out over the weekend and then had like so much to say, which is perfectly okay. But he was in a silly goofy mood, which we always appreciate. But he was trying to do one of those who's more famous debates in the car on the way to the airport. And I think everyone was just like, but it was a good question though. Emma Chamberlain versus Alex Earl.
And I think we all agreed it's Emma Chamberlain.
I think
longevity.
Yeah, I think it's Emma Chamberlain. But we go on our flight to Denver. We get here. We land probably around 8:30ish Denver time. We are all very hungry. We're on a flight. The time zones are different, so we're all screwed up. We get to our hotel, and, you know, we're relieved to get there, but I'm not loving the sight when I first walk in. Did you?
Yeah, it was just bad vibes. It was like, I feel like when hotels, I don't know if this makes sense to anyone, have like an orange tinge to them.
Like the coloring, the lighting? Yes. Like almost hospital lighting.
Well, this is kind of orange.
Yeah, honestly, yes. But this one's better. So we get to the hotel. We all check in. I go up to my room and I'm like, it smells funky. But like, I was like, you're being in your head, because I was already questioning the hotel before we had gotten there. Everybody knows that. I was texting in the group chat being like, what is this hotel? And it smelled funky, and I walked in, and there were beautiful flowers from Marty, which I was very excited about. But I was like, these are so beautiful in this funky room. Like, it's just funky. And I looked down at my phone, and there's a text from Fran that says, oh, Lord. And I'm like, oh, no, what is this going to be? And there are just bugs in her room, like 3 giant moths in her room, which is disgusting. I think the most disgusting thing in a hotel room is bugs.
Yes.
Like, what else is there that could top that? No, why don't you pass the mic back to Sarah? You're holding it. You're not talking. Sarah has stuff to say.
100%. That was gross.
Like, I think probably bugs, and then
walking into someone else's room.
Yeah. And then what happened to Devin? So Fran, she had bugs. She has moths in her room. She's texting us. She sends us pictures of the moths, and it's fucking disgusting. And after that, I was like, we need to get out of here. But then Devin, you text us.
Yes, because I walked up to a room and kept trying to use the key card to get in. I was making some noise, like messing with the handle and everything. So I hope nobody was in there because I probably scared them. Like I was trying to break in. So I go back down to the lobby. I say, hey, this card's not working. She's like, oh my God. She's like, somebody's already in that room. I was like, why would you admit that? You just, oh, we're going to give you a different room. Like you play along. You go for the bit. And then when I was down there, Fran came down to tell the lady that there were bugs in her room and she needed a switch. And the lady said that it was Miller moth migration month. That is a tongue twister.
It is Miller moth migration season, which is, first of all, two crazy responses, I think, to like problems at a hotel. I think you don't say anything. No. Like, I think if you were being trained as a hotel worker, you go, oh my gosh, let me fix you right up, get you a new room immediately. Like, not, oh my God, we booked you as the same room.
I would have never known.
Yeah, like
I would just be like, oh, key didn't work.
Cool, I'll take a different room.
Yeah.
And then with Fran's, like, they offered her a new room, but they weren't even like, oh my God, we're so sorry. They're like, oh, it's just moth migration season. As if Fran was gonna be like, yeah, no problem. Oh my God, the moths want to hang out. Cool. Like, it just was outrageous. So I'm like, we need to get the fuck out of this hotel. Sarah and Noah hadn't even checked in yet.
Yes. Meanwhile, like me and Noah, while all that was happening, we're standing there at baggage claim like, where are the tripods? Like, where are the tripods? And like 20 feet away is oversized baggage claim. And that's where they all are. When it took us like 20 minutes to realize, oh, they're right there.
Right. And 20 minutes to just walk to baggage claim in general. The Denver airport is insane. And then I heard Noah admit that he turned to you and was like, I am too high.
Yeah. If you're open to admitting that.
Subtle nod.
Like, yeah, I did do that.
I wish, so right now we have one mic that's not working. So it's kind of funny just to get Noah's like reactions, but go ahead.
Well, I was more worried about my breathing at first. Walking to the airport, I had to hit my inhaler a bunch. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I felt it. Like,
yeah, you think it was placebo a little bit?
Maybe a tiny bit, but like I know like what it feels like to not be able to breathe, and I'm like, this is not just in my head.
But if you were that high,
that was before I was already high. Yeah.
So you're high. Asthma, you have asthma, right?
Like slight
asthma.
Yeah,
you're high. You have slight asthma. The altitude is raised.
Steal that from people who actually have asthma.
Yeah,
you know?
Right. Just slight asthma. So slight asthma, altitude's raised, and high. That's all like a combination for like I need my inhaler. So I get that. But yeah, so after all this is going down, we're meeting in my room. And I'm like, we need to get the fuck out of here. And my attitude was shining through. Like, I was like, guys, we need to figure this out. Like everyone's looking for a new hotel. We're like, how can we go somewhere else? I'm like, is Barstool gonna book us a new hotel? Or I was like, I'm just gonna put it on my credit card and like just pay this off as time goes on because I can't stay here. Like,
Rhea, I think you were like, if we don't figure this out right now, we're going to be sleeping on the streets. And I think everybody else was just like slightly more calm and was like, let's just take our time to really figure it out so we don't end up in another crappy hotel. And you were like, no, we need to figure this out right now.
We were in the lobby and I was like, we could vlog this, but I'm like, I know that Rhea's not in a vlog mood. Like when
No, we were vlogging during it.
I did vlog for a bit.
When you came down, though, I was like, I'm glad that I wasn't like...
Oh, no. We were vlogging for it. Like, I'm not ashamed of how not calm I was. Because my mom, like, the fear that she has instilled in me, and I've repeated, you guys have heard this many a times this trip now, but we're saying it on the podcast. The fear that she has instilled in me over bugs in a hotel room is unlike any other. Like, no joke, like... when we got home from trips when we were younger, my mom would make us keep our luggages in the garage, and she would take all our clothes out, put them in the wash, and then spray down our luggages before they were allowed to come into the house.
This is like COVID protocol.
No, literally
pre-COVID.
like she was so intense about it. And when we went to Vegas when I was in 5th grade, we went to one of the hotel rooms, and my mom like saw a single bug, and we had to switch hotels. So like that, like the fear just unlocked where I was like, no, we have to get out. There's bugs. And I think it's we were hungry. We just wanted to like get into bed, get food, like kind of like right now.
Yes.
Which when we do the shows, I think everyone can agree that like our eating schedule is kind of fucked up. Like
especially with a time difference.
Yeah. And then like yesterday at the show, so that we got a new hotel. It was great. Everyone I think felt.
And the funny thing was that Trent like got to the hotel like earlier that day. So like we never saw him or anything, and we texted him like, hey, we're moving hotels, like you can come. No response, nothing. The next day, still nothing. We had to text him again to be like, like, do you see this?
We had to text him in another group chat for him to answer, and he was like, I was asleep. And I was like, you wake up at some point, Trent. Like you could have texted us.
Also,
are you guys okay? No,
it was
really,
like 10:30.
it was like
He was
10:30.
not asleep.
I don't think he was
asleep. I think he just didn't care. And he admitted, he was like, there was no way I was packing up all my, because he was there way earlier. He was like, there was no way I was packing up all my stuff just to go to a different hotel that's down the street. Which fine, if you're good with the bugs, Trent, cool. We weren't.
No. I haven't said this to anyone. When I got off, because I'm on a different floor than them, when I got off on my floor, there was moths on the floor
in this hotel.
I saw a moth
in the like general, not in my room, but like outside. And I was with Haley, and she was going up too, but I got off right before her. And when I was getting off, it was like I looked back at her like, wish me well. Like I was so scared. I was like, oh no,
'tis the season.
Yeah,
it's moth season.
And I didn't tell anyone. Well, until now.
Thank you. Because we're leaving right after this. So
yeah, I didn't want to because I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's just eat food.
We don't have time to switch.
This is the hotel that we
again.
stayed at when we were here for the Jonas
Yeah,
Brothers.
it is. So it felt safe. But then the next day was the show, and we had a lovely breakfast early, like in the day, like probably 10, 11-ish. And then we did not eat all day, like until the show, like because we get ready, we're going to the show, whatever.
I'm just saying that.
And
I know.
Yeah, we'll get there. And I'm just telling my part first, but I felt great, right? Like the altitude I was worried about didn't hit me until we were at the meet and greet, and every person asked me how I was feeling. Okay, like every person was like, how you feeling with the altitude? And I was like, I feel great. But then it got to the point where I was like, oh no, I really don't feel well. Like it hit me right like at the end of the meet and greet. I was like, holy shit, I've never fainted before, but I was like, I think I'm about to go down. Like I don't know if it's placebo of like everyone asking me if I'm okay or what's going on, but I do not feel right. And so I was like chugging water. I didn't really drink much before the show. I love drinking before the show, but I was like, I gotta take it easy because I don't know what's gonna happen. We finished while we were on stage. There was a moment where I was like, oh no, like this could be it. Like this could be a video that just haunts me for the rest of my life, where I just all over the stage.
See, I had no idea, so I guess you put on a good act.
Well, you have no idea because you were drunk, so you didn't know what was going on.
Oh my.
That's fair.
No, because you didn't tell me. So you didn't tell me. I never heard you say that you felt sick until after.
We definitely talked about
I didn't even see you guys. I was out. Like I wasn't in the green
room. It doesn't matter. You wouldn't have known on the stage. You didn't know what was happening on the stage anyways, what I'm saying.
You didn't seem like you were sick on stage.
Yeah. I'll pushing.
That was supposed to be a compliment.
Which I think is great. I was pushing through. But
a ricochet shot there.
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
There's a lot of them coming.
Joking. Right
everyone, going back to what I said, everyone hates me.
Oh
no one hates you.
We're joking around with you.
No one hates you.
And this is where poor Noah. Meanwhile, Noah, we joke around off the cameras. Noah's jokes are flying. But on stage, I literally was like, this is going to come out everywhere. And I was like, I gotta drink this water really fast. Like with the straw, put it down. Went backstage after the show, and I was like laying there. Fran scratched my head for a little bit because I really did not feel well. And then we went to STK, which is a great steak place. I was excited to have a steak. And then I was sitting there and I was like, no. Like I was like trying to psych myself out. and then I went to the bathroom, and you know when you're like, I know nobody wants to hear this, but you know when you're like dry heaving and it's like it hurts. Like I was just dry heaving and nothing was coming out, and then the last one, whatever. Anyways, besides the point, I like basically ran out of the restaurant, and I felt so bad because I was
right when
like,
we got there.
Yeah, like I felt bad because everyone was like, "Are you okay?" And I gotta go. Like I gotta go right now. And I came back here, and I felt a little bit better, and so I got a quesadilla that was downstairs because I was like, I haven't eaten since 10 a.m. Like I have to put something in my system. That did not go over well either at all. And now I've been up since 4 a.m. because I've been sick, and I am partially blaming all the people that asked me if I was okay, because I was until I wasn't.
I also think the lights hurts your head.
Yeah, so like when you're on the stage, Fran and I have talked about this, like there's like a rush, right? Like you're on the stage, you're talking to the crowd, you're meeting people, the lights are on you. We drink a little bit beforehand, like whatever. We're not focused on it. So it's like already after the show, it's like, whoa, like a rush. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be bad. Like I cannot throw up at this table right now at dinner. And so unfortunately I missed the great steak dinner, but you guys had a great time, and which leads us to Noah.
Oh, that was like dun dun dun.
Devin, why don't you take over the
go
Noah
ahead. And I'm
portion.
not gonna deny anything that you say.
I'll say that the conversation prior to this podcast and last night at dinner was Noah needs to learn how to say no to some of the shots, specifically during the actual show. Before, after, I think fair game.
Fine.
Before though, I do have to like, it's just too much.
Yeah.
Like it's just too much.
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly, if you are coming to a show, please, for the love of God.
maybe like a few.
And
you know?
we said to Noah, we were like, we don't want to like actually yell at you. Like it's all fun and games. Like when we joke.
Is it?
No, it is. But like, we don't want to actually yell at you. But like, there were moments during the show where Noah just wasn't at his booth. Like we would start in a like.
I went to the bathroom once,
but the other times you were talking to girls, and we were like, okay, we're literally going into another segment, and Noah, we can't. Where's Noah? Like this is nuts. But you were given a lot of shots, and I understand when people are giving you shots. Yes, the altitude. When people are giving you shots, it's hard to say no because you feel like you're being rude.
It's more that like if you say yes to like a few people, and then other people are like, oh, yeah, like.
But I do think it's acceptable to say, hey, I already had a couple.
And the fact that they already bought it too, it's like you feel bad.
That is true. I understand that part. But I think if you explain to people like, hey, I've already had a couple, catch me after the show, we'll do them. But like, I got to, produce. I got to produce this show.
But this show, I'll say, was by far the drunkest I've been. Like by far. Tampa, I think was fine, like pretty fine. DC, like. This one was bad.
You've been funny and great at everyone. This one was just like
I think I might have still been funny and great, but drunk.
Unprofessional. He was teetering the line of unprofessional.
Yeah.
Which we're not professionals, but
yeah, I think that we should rephrase. It's fun. What did you say? Fun and
games. Fun and games.
Forgot that. It's fun and games at work. Which is the difference. It's not like we're just going out. I also think the funny thing was I don't remember who said it. Might have been me, might have been you. Backstage, we were like, prior to the show, we were like, we have not seen Noah. Like sometimes you'll come back and like check in, say hi to the room. We did not see you before the show except for 1 minute. And there was one moment you were just looking at the ground like this, like, and I was like, we were like, is he going to throw up? Is he okay?
I felt fine.
And you started, it was making me laugh.
Wait, what?
You started shoving pepperonis in your mouth.
I was trying to like sober up.
And I was like, you got it. Like, we were like, you got this, Noah. Like, you're great. Don't think about it too much. Get out there.
I wasn't worried about the show, like, in terms of like doing my job. Like, still went out there, hit all the audio marks.
Except
the audio guy hates you.
Pass the mic back to Sarah. Which is, it's a good detail to why we are saying this to Noah.
The sound guy hated Noah so much. Like, he was talking so much shit about Noah to me.
Into my face, audio.
He was like, he just turns his back, is talking to girls, getting blackout. He's supposed to be the producer. And I was like, I defended Noah, of course.
Listen,
we're a team here.
Only we could talk about you like that, okay? fuck that guy. But at the same time, he was kind of right. You know what I mean? Like, there was a point where your back was fully turned and you were talking to a pretty girl, and I was like, Noah, for the love of God, like, just after the show or before the show, but like, we were like, oh, Devin's gonna start the Q&A segment, like, run with the mic, and she's just standing there like, Noah. Whatever, it's okay, everyone, you know, we all make our mistakes.
Yeah,
it's all right, Noah.
I guess, but I feel like this is being blown out of proportion.
I don't think we're being like crazy about it.
I don't think so.
I just said he needs to eat, and then once he ate, he was fine.
That makes sense. No, I have had, Devin remembers this, in Chicago 2021 when we did the tour. And when I do not remember the dinner. Remember? I was blackout. It happens. Like, I did not remember the dinner. And
The
hearing
fact that I can remember
stories that I
anything
did
is
after.
surprising.
You weren't crazy though.
No, but like the wine thing when I like took, remember when I took the
funny.
bottle of wine? Like, you just hear things and you're like, it sounds worse to you, but we're not sitting around going to each, oh my God, like, whatever, you know?
I mean,
just learn from your mistakes.
everyone listening to this is gonna be like that guy.
No, I think they're gonna feel bad for that. We're saying
That you're
that.
blowing out my
possibly.
spot.
I think,
But I
they
don't think
will.
that what we're saying is that bad. Like, just as a collective team is.
I think maybe I just
Before,
can't
after.
drink anymore, like, at these
No.
shows. I'm just
No,
gonna be dead
you're taking
sober
it- you're
in the
taking it-
back.
Oh,
yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, guys.
You know,
It'll
when
be
you
a
get
lot of fun.
like an argument with someone. Oh, okay, so everybody hates me. My mom does that. You know, when you're like, I see other people talking about
Yeah, my
TikTok.
parents are gonna listen to this.
I do feel like there will be some fans who listen and go like, they really could have had this talk privately. But we
could've, and we did.
We
And
did.
we're like, you know what?
But you know what? It
Why
wouldn't be
not?
us if we didn't share what happened on the trip.
Well, I think it's also as like a hey girls, don't give them so many shots during the
Flirt
show.
with them all you want before and after the show with the shots. During the show,
Oh my! I just remembered I had a girl cross verify with me. She was like, "Did Noah really? Is this Noah's real number?" And I was like, she was really pretty, and I was like, honestly, Noah probably gave it to her. If I felt like she was like maybe a little, I probably wouldn't have looked, but I was like, no, it's the right number. She was
you're
pretty.
good.
She was really pretty.
You're now making like me feel bad, but you're
We-
great. You're
well-
great at your job. We tell you that all the time, and it's not your fault that you want to please everybody and have a good time.
Yeah,
But it got the best of you.
It got the best of me last
and
night.
it gets the best of everybody. I just
We have everybody has their
everybody.
moments.
I literally said in Chicago, I remember the day I was blackout, and it was the same thing.
I
Everyone
think
was handing
maybe
me
I have
shots.
to like enforce a one show ban on myself or something for next week.
No,
or maybe I
it's the
just
last
don't.
It's the last
one.
show.
We're like, yo, take
yeah.
shots.
So what? Now I'm
No,
gonna
it's the
be
last show. Go as hard as you want.
No. I think maybe I just don't drink before the show. Like I don't know. But
No,
like
I think that's. I don't. I'm like, no, I think that's fun.
but,
I
like, I've
truly just
done
think
it.
it's during.
The last like 6 shows before this, I've done it, and it's never like I've drank and met. with
I
people
think
before
that
the
they
show.
had such easy access, like the
When
the
it's right
fans
in
had
front of
easy
the bar.
access to you. This show. It was
yeah,
a bad
and I'm like
placement.
in the middle of everything.
It was
okay.
the placement. It was the altitude.
Don't
it
sound
was
too down.
everything
You
else.
had a great
You guys
time.
are like I feel like I'm like in the principal's office. Like
I feel like we're not being
I
I don't think
know.
that hard.
Fran at dinner last
like, you
night.
feel
You
bad?
guys,
Yeah,
know.
I'm sorry. Like, oh my God,
Yeah,
Noah,
you
like,
did, I think.
get as drunk as you want.
No, not that. It's just like, damn. I guess, yeah. Like,
It's all right.
no. I mean,
Yeah, like
I don't
we
think
still want
so.
you
I don't
drunk.
think
Just
so.
not
Have a good time.
Just not that drunk.
It's okay. It's okay. You're gonna make me want to cut all this now.
I
Yeah.
don't think that it was that horrible.
I don't think so either.
I don't also know if
what
you're-
wasn't horrible?
what we've said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
not me last night.
I think that like because our job is so fun and so different than
It's
like
just
your
become
typical
a
9
part
to
of the
5.
show. Like, no, like I'm not like the
No, it
first few
has, it
shows where
has,
you like
it
talk
has.
on the podcast. Oh, Noah's getting drunk. People bring their Noah drunk signs. They have a tally on how many shots, and like it's so part of the show that it's like I kind of feel like, oh, like I'm gonna get. They're all like, oh, well, you got drunk at DC, like all these other ones, but you're not gonna like what? You're not gonna drink like.
You feel like you have to perform. You have to
It's
live
like
up to
this
this.
is
You have to
part
live
of
up
it.
to the
Like,
expectation.
I don't know. Like,
It's all right.
God. Sorry, guys. Sorry, everyone.
No, it's okay. We're not mad. I'm not
Yeah,
mad
I'm
at
not
you.
mad at you
I don't
at
think
all.
anyone's mad at you.
Fran was mad at me, but that's
No, I don't
but
think
that's
that-
just another
I don't
day
think she
in
was
the life.
mad either.
either.
I don't think she was mad. I think she just was like, "Hey, we have to remember.
Yeah,
that this is
I
work.
think she would be saying it in the exact same way that we're saying it. I don't think she was mad at you. Nobody's mad at you. It's all right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Sometimes there's nothing better than a nice concert in the summer, and I am so excited to go to Drake and 21 Savage the day before my birthday this summer, and that is all thanks to Game Time. Game Time is the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, created by fans for fans. Game Time is the ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. Like I said, I'm going to Drake and 21 Savage. We've also used Game Time a bunch of times before for sporting events. We went to the U.S. Open last year, thanks to Game Time, and Noah and Fran have also been to multiple concerts thanks to Game Time. They are the best, and it's all possible with the Game Time app. The biggest last-minute price drops can be found on the seats you thought you could never buy. The purchase process takes just 2 taps and 10 seconds, and once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone, no printer needed. The app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text, so you can get into the game seamlessly. Skip the hassle and enjoy the moment. Download the Game Time app or go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Let's move on, guys.
Yeah, real fun start to the podcast.
How did everyone sleep? Because Devin, me and you usually sleep together because we're scared and we both, sleep with our boyfriends. So when we're not together and we sleep together. But you didn't sleep with me last night.
Well, no, because I feel like.
But I texted you. I was like, "Are you coming?"
Well,
I'll wait up, honey.
I felt like it was more like a. I felt like I was texting like it was like a toxic. Not actually, but like with a boyfriend, you're like, well, do they want me to come, or are they just saying that? But also partly like the note that we left on was like, you were like, I need to leave, and I was like, you should just sit so you don't have to stand outside waiting for your Uber, and like I just think you were just like. You're like seeing red. You're like, I gotta get out of here.
Like I was gonna, I felt like so I was gonna be like, I was like sick again.
Okay, I literally texted Haley. I was like, is she mad at me?
No, not at all.
Then,
I that's why I texted you after because
and then you were like, are you gonna come up here or not? Because I'm sleeping at 10. I was
no,
like,
I didn't say that. I said no. I said, are you sleeping in here or should I lock up? I'm about to fall asleep, so let me know.
Yeah, I feel like
no. I feel like though, like, with, but it could be read the wrong way.
And then like our last interaction, I was like, you should just sit, and you're like, no, and I was like, okay.
Well, that was not like at you directly. It was because like I felt really sick, and I had to get like back to the hotel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
understand that. I understand that. But I was like, the other thing was like, I think that me, Haley, and Fran, when you were there, we were like, we don't know if this is one of those times that you need to give the person space, or does she want someone with her? Like we both were like, we were all like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Do we leave? Do we stay? Does she want us there? Does she want to be alone? So I think that nobody, like it wasn't like it was like, we can't read the room right now.
No, I would have told you guys, and Haley and Fran both texted me like, dude, I was like, no, like
but the other thing was I texted you and you didn't answer me.
You texted me though when I was in the bathroom. You said, how's it going? And I was like throwing up, and then I texted the group and I said, I'm throwing, I texted you, Haley, as I'm throwing up. And then that's why I thought, because it was like, it was the same time. But no, I was like genuinely like, I need to lay down because I feel like I'm going down. Like I've never felt like I was going to faint before, like more than that moment. I was like, I got to get out of this restaurant because how embarrassing. Like I'd rather like be almost like when Noah told us the allergy story about how like when he was having an allergic reaction and he didn't tell anybody and like, like almost like that where I was like, I'd rather get like on the way to the hotel than like in this restaurant right now. You know what I mean? But anyways, I would say as a group collectively, maybe not our best trip.
No.
Probably my worst trip.
No. I feel like we've had like just as a team have had more
but like just my like personal like performance.
No, it's okay.
No, I'm
not pleased with my performance this trip either.
No, I don't know.
I'm not pleased with my performance either. I was
in terms of what?
In terms of I was, very like we got to get the fuck out of this hotel, and then yesterday I was gonna faint and throw up, and so I felt like you just don't come across your best when you don't feel well, and you're also like on edge.
6 a.m. today and didn't go back to sleep because how like you get worried about being hungover.
Oh, you have like anxiety. Or
not really.
You were worried
not
about
until like this.
Oh,
like I didn't have like anxiety.
But we talked about this before, though.
Well, you didn't.
Yeah, not until I saw you guys. I mean, like I wasn't like I was like kind of like damn. I don't really remember anything from like the end of the show until dinner.
It
But
happens.
no, I didn't go
It's
back.
okay,
to
guys.
sleep.
Honestly, I had like flashback here. I was sitting here when Rhea was like, everybody does it. And then every single time I've said something like, ugh, when I was like really drunk,
Yeah.
it was just flashing through my head and I'm cringing about myself.
You-
so we've all been there.
We've all been there, and you literally do one of those like you know, like
you
make
literally like, oh,
like oh god, I
Yeah,
can't believe I
but
said
the
it.
fact that
did
this is all on camera, like I might just delete the camera that was on us, like the footage.
what do you mean?
for the
show?
live show.
For the live show.
Nobody sees.
Yeah,
it.
you
No, but like
you
when we
have
put
control.
it, I know. That's true. That's
you
true.
control
are
the
in your
cameras, the
hand.
videos. That's your job.
Yeah,
It's all right.
Yeah.
Honestly,
We'll never see it.
we all still love each other very much. And
I don't know,
hope-
guys. I don't
everybody
know.
has their ups and downs. Okay, you know? It's all right. We didn't have the
Hopefully-
best. We didn't have the best trip, but did we make memories?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I need better at.
Come on.
better. Come on. Let's get a little positive.
I don't know.
over
I
there.
lost it. Like I lost the what's the word I'm looking for?
The
Like,
will.
like think about me in the taxi to the airport, and now look at me. Look at what this trip has done to me. Seriously,
We've wrecked you.
everyone
we can
hates
laugh about
me.
it, though. That's the best.
We don't. We
You know
do
what?
not hate you.
We should
at
title
all.
this
We
episode
love
"Everybody
you.
Hates Noah."
I genuinely
everybody
tell
hates Chris.
people all the time behind your back. I'm like, Noah is so funny. Like I all the time. I'm
Behind
like,
my back.
like no, like I'm all the time. I'm like, Noah is so funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass to Sarah, but fuck that audio guy. I'll just say that.
Sarah, what? Sarah, since you've been with us a little less than a year now, I want your thoughts on this trip because you've been with a couple of trips now, and I feel like this one was like bottom.
That's so funny you say that because I'm like, wow, I had a great time. Like I had the best time.
I'm glad you had a great time. I didn't have a bad time.
No.
I would just say there were like,
The other trips I think
Bumps.
just went so smooth.
yeah, they were like
Yeah.
seamless, and this one just had some bumps.
Even the hotel switch though, like that was quick. Well, for me, I guess. Like
Yeah,
we got there
yeah,
really
yeah.
late.
Right.
So.
I also think in hindsight, like when these things happen, I think they're like funny after. Like they're funny to laugh at.
This will be funny in like you know how we can talk about my freak out at the Denver.
Oh
for
my
Jonas
god,
Brothers?
maybe it's Denver.
It's fucking Denver.
I think
it's
it is Denver. Wow, that's a good call.
It's Denver. It's
Because-
the altitude. And I liked this city too. Like I was.
the sad part is I'm a fan of this city.
The sad part is like people are like, oh, like even last night, girls were like, oh yeah, like Denver's not anything really that great. I'm like, I like walking around the city.
I like
it looked cool. Like I was like, I could live here, but like something about Denver, like I don't know, like it's not for me. And
Yeah, because
I've had bad experiences here
Throwback.
with alcohol. Anytime it's always like if I'm not
smoking or alcohol,
smoking alcohol.
and it is a scientific
Altitude.
fact with Denver. Because fun fact, when we did the chorus thing with the Jonas Brothers and we came here, Noah like freaked out at dinner. He thought he ate peanuts and had like this major freak out.
Like panic-
which
like,
really,
panic
I
attack.
wish Fran was here to tell her side because she was like very bugged out and like we were just nervous. We were like, oh no, like is he like we were nervous for him. So I think it's let's just blame it on Denver.
Yeah, I'm not coming back to Denver.
Denver. I'm laughing at the fact that you said it like texting like a toxic relationship because have you ever been like, obviously before we have boyfriends, when you were talking to somebody, you first started talking to somebody and you'd put your sound on, like if you were going to sleep and you'd put your sound on to see if they like text, you know what I mean? Like you answer
like
them.
you're just like eager for a text.
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna go to sleep, but like just in case they text me, I'm gonna put my sound on. Last night because I texted you the first time,
you
like
were waiting for me to respond.
yeah, I texted you the first time, being like, "Are you coming?" Like I'm about to lock.
I
And then
actually was in the shower.
and then I believe you, and then I waited and I texted her again, like I'm falling asleep, so just let me know. I was like, do I go to sleep right now and just put my alarm? Because I feel bad if you come knocking.
I honestly just thought you needed your space, and I was
No.
like, it's just like
no, we're good in the fact that like we can exist in the same room and not speak. So I was like, if she comes, it's fine. But I just need to know because I can't like keep the door unlocked in a hotel. Like I can't leave it cracked and then fall asleep. So I was like, should I like put my sound on and like go to bed just in case she texts me? And then I was like, no. I was like, if she wants to come in here, she's gonna let you know she wants to come in here, and she'll probably answer. In my head, I was like, she's probably taking a shower or something.
Yeah,
but then
we got back here. Oh my god, Denver. Sorry guys, love you. Slow food service. All the food was great, but we had slow service in wherever, and then we had slow service at dinner. I was like, must
The
be
service
just like,
industry is gonna come for you.
you think?
in Denver.
I think no. I just think
They're
it's
chill.
I meant it more like it's like a chill. Like I think in New York City, if you didn't get someone their food, like they're telling you right now. And we didn't complain at any restaurant that there was.
Yeah, we weren't like
whatever.
make it
I
snappy.
gave the guy a bigger tip than 20%. I yelled at him.
Devin yelled at that guy.
Don't try and switch this.
No, everyone still hates me. It's fine.
Oh
yeah,
my
but
gosh.
that's what I was saying. Dinner took a while.
I feel bad.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
Real
Do not
friends
beat yourself
talk shit
up.
to your face and are nice behind your back.
That
like
is
you were
true.
saying.
I am telling you, Noah, you would love if you can hear the way I talk about you. Like truly, I'm always like, Noah is so funny. Like I really am. I don't say a bad thing about you.
Only to your face.
I mean, I don't say a bad thing about any of you, but I'm just saying because I would say it to your face.
Yeah.
Like I think when you could say something to somebody's face, it means, it's not the worst thing in the world. We're just
That's what real friends do.
No, I'm not.
thanks, Sarah. That's nice.
I'm not upset with you telling me this. I'm like, damn.
Denver,
I
blame-
have regrets.
Wait, I have regrets. Is the service industry really going to come for me?
I feel like when we end this podcast, all of us are gonna be like, why did we say
I don't-
any of that?
No,
but we're working on it. We're working on that.
I leave
Me
a
specifically.
meeting that we do, and I say, "Oh my god, guys, did I say anything wrong?" I leave any conversation say, "Oh my god, did I say anything wrong?" It's bad. It's really bad. I gotta
I have
work
a
on
really
it.
annoying question.
Like I can promise you never do. Like
thank
you
you.
never and
I'm just
always
always so
you're like,
worried.
did I say something wrong in that conversation? I'm like, nope, you were great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
What were
sorry,
we gonna
service
say?
industry.
No, I was making fun of Devin. I said I have a really annoying question. Remember?
Oh yeah, we're walking.
Guys, I don't. Yeah.
Devin goes, I have like, Rhea, I have a annoying question, a big question. I'm like, what is it? She's like, those earrings you're wearing.
What color? What
Can
was
I
that?
borrow them? Like, and I was like, yeah. I was like, I gotta check my other earrings, but like, yeah, probably. And I was like, I thought that was gonna be a way different question. But I will say this. I was doing a Q&A on my Instagram the other day on the flight. I haven't done one of those in years, when people do like the send me questions. And somebody sent to me, they were like, stop hating on yourself on the podcast and stop like second guessing yourself and questioning when you say things. Like, we want to hear everything. And I'm like, I'm really trying to be better at that. And I feel like I just did it again where I was like, oh, people are, you know what I mean? I'm really trying to be better at it. But what I put it on my story and I said, like, when you are talking all the time, like we do 3 episodes a week, we do the live show, we're just talking all the time. You're like, oh my God, I'm talking so much. What have I said? Like you start to forget what's coming out of your mouth and you start second guessing. You're like, oh my God, do people care? Like, God, because you hear yourself talk all the time. You're like, oh my God, I'm so bored of my voice that you forget. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to be better at that. I think we can all learn from that. Yeah. We all overthink a little bit in this group.
I'm a huge overthinker.
I think this whole group overthinks
The rest
a
of the day,
lot.
I'm gonna be the rest of the week, month, maybe. Like until the next show, I'm just gonna be like,
I promise you,
We're gonna keep reassuring you.
Yeah, I promise you by Monday or actually tomorrow. You
no,
won't
because
be.
then this episode's gonna come out and then everyone's gonna be like,
No,
oh, he's so unprofessional.
No, everyone's gonna tell you it's okay.
Yeah, I think everyone's gonna say it's okay. I hope that they say that we weren't too hard on you, and I think they're gonna say that also you were okay. It's just a blip.
And I think I think we're right and you're right. I think that you know what I mean? Like, you were trying to people please and we're just like, hey, reel it in, but you're not in trouble and you're great at your job. And that's that, Noah.
Like, also, what would in trouble even be? Like,
Yeah,
what are we gonna do? Put you in timeout? Like,
We don't have the power for you to be in trouble. Maybe somebody else will come for you. No, you're good, Noah. Stop thinking about it. We're going to have a great breakfast after this or lunch at this point. We're going to be kicked out of this room soon.
it's technically 2:00 and we still haven't eaten.
Holy shit. All right. Anyways, we're going to do some pop culture topics. It's not just about us. We are going to talk about some pop culture.
Are we doing weekly watch report or no?
Do you guys have the things you watched this week or no?
I didn't write them down, but honestly, I've only watched one thing.
Okay,
and that's
we could do
Vanderpump
a
Rules.
light weekly watch report.
Okay.
We'll hit it. We're going to do
hit it.
topics. We are going to be talking about Bravo, Vanderpump, Real Housewives of New Jersey. Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello have apparently split up again. And Tom Holland is taking a break from acting after The Crowded Room. Apparently that really left a mark on him. And we're going to do the weekly watch report. And that's about it, guys. So let's get into the topics. We are headed to LA in just 2 weeks, and we cannot wait to get our special car from Turo that's going to take us all around town with our driver, Noah. He's been scouting Turo, seeing what kind of car he wants to get. We maybe want a little Escalade with some lights involved, make it a fun little thing. He also got a nice little BMW to go to the Cape.
And I also just got a nice little Benz to go to Saratoga.
He's just doing it all thanks to Turo. Turo is the world's largest car sharing marketplace. With Turo, you can book any car you want for just about any occasion from a community of local hosts across the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. You can book an SUV for a road trip, something easy and affordable for getting around on vacation, or you can test drive any car you want. You can even get a vintage car or something classy for a special event. Every trip is backed by liability insurance. Terms, conditions, and exclusions to apply. Find your drive and forget boring rental cars at Turo.com. All right, everyone, let's get into the topics. We're going to be talking about a lot of Bravo. Obviously, the third part of the Vanderpump Rules reunion aired, and Real Housewives of New Jersey, the second part. I want to talk about New Jersey first. Get that out of the way. I'm ready for the third. Did you guys watch the second part of that?
When you posted that it was on the plane, I caught from after you posted on. So yes.
I watched the beginning last night after the show, and I was just like, I can't do this. Melissa and Teresa, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I just shut my laptop and went to bed.
The back and forth between the two of them, like, I don't think they will ever be like family or friends ever again.
No.
Do you guys agree?
Not at all.
Yeah, I agree. And it's sad. It's really sad. Like, I'm not on anyone's side. I just wish they would both like chill out and like go to therapy together.
Yeah, I think that they both have their wrongs. It's hard when it's family, and it's obviously reality TV, but I feel like there's a lot we don't know, obviously,
Definitely.
like when it comes to family stuff. And I don't know. I go back and forth all the time. Like sometimes I'm like, I see Melissa and Joe's points. Sometimes I'm like, all right, I could see Teresa's point with that. Like, but at the same time, it's like, both of you shut the fuck up. Like, you're just screaming over each other the entire time. And when Teresa and Margaret were going at each other, Andy was like, you both sound like assholes.
Yeah. They just sound like children, the way that they bicker. And it's just like so nosy. They were like, Margaret, do you think that her marriage is happy? What does it matter what Margaret thinks about someone's marriage that she is not in?
Right, exactly.
Like I guess that's a little bit on Andy. Sorry, Andy.
Yeah.
But like, it just feels so invasive. And I think that's why Teresa and Melissa arguing feels so invasive, because you know that it's real family, and their daughters are all, well, they're cousins, but they also seem like they hang out. They're actually like friends and have good relationships. So it's a lot more uncomfortable.
Right. And then one of them saying, oh, I won't say anything about your daughter. But then there's a clip of them talking about their daughter. It's just like, leave the kids out of it. Like, you guys are adults, leave the kids out of it. But I genuinely am so freaked out by Louis. I think he's a bad guy. I think he's manipulative. I feel bad for Teresa right now because we don't know her relationship. She could be very happy in this marriage. Obviously, I don't want to take that away from anybody if they're very happy in a marriage. But at the same time, I'm worried about him. Like, I just get a bad feeling when I see him on camera.
Yeah, I think the whole like private investigator thing. And then what was it? It was like Margaret said that her son got a call from him. And then Teresa was like, yep, that's his number. That's weird. And then like it was just so perfectly timed that it was like, this feels calculated. Where Teresa was like, look, Margaret's calling me now. It's like, that seems set up.
Yeah, and
because she was trying to make a point that you could fake a call. It's like, so in that exact moment,
right, is very weird. And he just has this look on his face. And then it came out the other day that his ex-fiance filed a restraining order against him because she's a therapist, and she had a client coming in, and every time the client came in, they would ask about Louis, and so she felt like she was being set up, and like that he sent somebody basically to spy on her, and like. So I think she filed a restraining order.
Scary.
Right. But then you have the other side, right? Then you have Louis being like, no, my fiance is stalking me. Like,
yeah,
like picture that's how he talks. But I'm very nervous about Louis. And I think for the coming attractions, I think when like Joe Gorga is coming across as the calm one, there's something wrong, right? Because he's always losing his mind. And then Frank Catania, who I like, he was like, I can't sit back any longer. Like, I just think there's something up with Louis.
Yeah, ever since the I wear your father's pajamas thing, I was like,
It's just so bizarre. And I think Teresa just wanted to be happy after obviously the whole thing with Joe. Like you go to jail, then your husband goes to jail, and then your husband has to live in Italy. Like you obviously want to have a happy relationship after that. And I think she's just like put up all these blinders. But I also think when you cut out your family, you can become really isolated in a relationship. And that person can make you feel like your family is nuts because they're trying to like isolate you away from them for a reason. And I don't know if that's what's happening here, but
Not impossible.
not impossible. And I think it could be heading in that direction because Louis really freaks me out. What do you guys feel about the other girls on the show?
I feel like I've only really paid attention to the new people. I don't really love Margaret. I've said that before. I don't know why. I just don't get a good vibe from her. I don't know. Honestly, this is not the thing I'm supposed to be saying, but like I just haven't really been into Jersey.
I think this like past seasons recently I haven't been, but this season because of the Melissa and Teresa drama, I think I watched not every single episode, but I was more tuned in. I watched Jersey early on when it like first came on, and I kind of fell off a little bit. But the reunions just suck you in because it's so real. Like literally, it's just Andy yelling at these people. Which, again, people are mad at Andy and they like think he should stay out of it. I like when he yells at them.
Also, they have to be reeled in.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah. Also, thinking about it, you have to put on a ball gown, fake eyelashes, hair to get like passionate for like 10 hours. That's exhausting. I would be so annoyed. Like my anger levels could probably reach a 10 because I'm like, my hair's pulling out my head. These eyelashes feel heavy. My eyes are closing and this fucking dress is too tight.
Right.
Like that would piss me. I don't know. Like,
Exactly.
It's a lot easier to yell at someone, like feel comfortable and, you know,
right.
pajamas
In like
or
a
something.
t-shirt right
Yeah.
now. Like I'm feeling pretty chill right now.
Yeah.
But if you're like all tensed up and you're not in your most comfortable state and it's so long, like you said, 10 hours all day, they're filming nonstop. Like you're going to snap at one point. And I almost think that's why they do it. It's kind of like when people go on reality TV and they take their phones away and they got no TV, no music, nothing to the outside world. They're going to lose their minds on The Bachelor for a reason because you're putting them in an uncomfortable situation where you're bound to like go nuts. And I also think we've never been at a reunion, but I feel like you just lose sight of the camera. Like when you're sitting there for so long.
I mean, you guys do it every day
They're
where you
definitely
talk.
far away too at
Yeah.
those reunions. Like in a studio, they're very far away, and like the mics are probably either up top or like attached, so they probably just forget they're even there.
Yeah, I think that I just can't wait for part 3 for Real Housewives of New Jersey. And I felt the same way with Vanderpump because I think what I wish they did for both shows, because Summer House I think was only 2 parts. We watched that one on Monday, but what I wish they did for Jersey and Vanderpump was an hour and a half one week, an hour and a half the second week. The 3-parter of like 3 weeks is just, let's get to the point. So I felt like the second episode, except the ones on Peacock, the Vanderpump ones on Peacock that are extended and you get them like cursing and stuff, have more. But the second part, I was like, all right, let's get to Raquel coming out on the stage, which we then got this week. And everyone was waiting for the big reveal. What's the big reveal? There were so many rumors. Is Raquel pregnant? Which I thought was ridiculous. I think we would know that. Yeah. Is Raquel pregnant? One rumor that I felt was like really strong, and I believed this, was that Raquel and Tom started when Raquel was still engaged to James. I was like, that could be possible. And it was like, oh, maybe she broke off the engagement with James and Tom didn't hold up his end of the deal with Ariana. Like maybe that was possible. I think there were more shocking things said on the show than like the big reveal, because the big reveal was that because Raquel was like, I'm tired of lying, you know, who knows, but she said that her and Tom slept together for the second time in Mexico during Sheena's wedding, and they did it multiple times. So that means Tom Sandoval would go to Raquel's room, they'd fuck, and then he would go back to Ariana in his room, which is absolutely disgusting. And on top of that, she's making Katie mad by making out with Schwartz. Like, you're going to tell me that wasn't a planned thing by Sandoval? I 100% believe now that Sandoval said to Raquel, go on, get to Schwartz because nobody will look our way. If you're making out with Schwartz, who's going to think I'm sneaking into your room? Do you guys agree with that?
100%.
Yeah, and even if he didn't say it, he probably like encouraged it to her. Like, oh, go ahead. Like, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly think though, like the big reveal in my eyes was that Raquel, I mean, I guess this is not even a big reveal because I feel like people could have pieced this together on their own. But I think that Raquel was truly under a trance when she was with Tom Sandoval. And like she was maybe fiending so hard for male validation or just a loving relationship that she was going to do whatever it takes to make it work. And then I think that maybe everyone, like all the hate coming at them kind of like woke her up like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, what was I doing? And the other thing is we saw that she could be manipulated. And I think she admitted this, like when she broke down crying about like, like James. So we know that she has that, like, this could be a pattern.
Yeah, I agree. And I think like when she said, I think that 100% she's being manipulated by Tom because she was like, he's going to kill me. Like one thing we agreed on was keeping this story straight. And then she like laughed a little bit and she was like, oh, he's going to kill me. And like, when you say that, it's like, you're basically telling everybody all these behavior patterns for somebody who's like a abusive, manipulative partner. Like, oh no, he's going to kill, like that. You don't want to hear that. And obviously it doesn't excuse Raquel's behavior, but it's in some ways, like, I think it's hard to say like feel bad for her, right? Because she did something so wrong, but like she, like you said, when somebody's looking for like male validation and like,
or just love
in general, like it seems like that's what she was looking for. She was manipulated by Tom, and that does not excuse her behavior, but I think that is like kind of what we're seeing here. It was alarming to watch her throughout the actual reunion, like not shed a tear or remorse in any way, shape, or form. It was like, how are you? These people are saying the meanest things that they could think of right now to your face, and you are not even blinking an eye.
Yeah.
I don't think that she was processing anything. Like, I think there was so much going on in her head, in the room, that nothing, I sound like a Raquel apologist, but like that nothing, I think that I just like, woman to woman, I look at her and I'm like, you saw the light. Once this all came out and you were like, I was being manipulated. Yeah. Like, I thought all of these things could be a thing. Like, also like, well, I was going to say the throuple thing. That was a little.
Yeah.
But like.
That was wild.
But like, what made her think that, like, something had to, or I guess not, like, but you would imagine that something had to make her think like, this could be a possibility.
Right. It's very bizarre to think about because I do understand what you're saying with the, you know, like you're like woman to woman, like what's going on. I think the manipulation happened, right? But what made her think it was okay to even do it in the first place, right? Like the initial, but you know, because you can fall into something and then get manipulated, but it's like, how do you fall into fucking your best friend's boyfriend? Like that's not something you just stumble upon.
Yeah, definitely happened over time.
Right now, I'm holding up my phone to the camera, and you can see this nice, perfect case thanks to Spec. I truly believe that Spec makes the best phone cases out there to keep your phone protected. They design cool cases that match any vibe you're trying to create. If you want to pop a color, if you want to go classic clear like I have, if you want to grip, they have it all. They also have innovative designs and creative patterns as well. Being part of the Spec community is a one-stop genius shop where any and all questions can be answered and where you can get any accessory or case you could ever need for protection and looks. Most products have a lifetime warranty, which is great to have. Just in case something happens, you have a warranty on it, you can get a new one. Visit specproducts.com and use our discount code CITO20 for 25% of all items. Guys, use this code, take advantage of it. Spec is the best. Spec is the phone case when I think of a phone case.
I've been a Spec supporter my entire life.
Same.
I've never had any other phone case, and I've like never had a problem. Like it's the best.
Always works. Spec is the best for years and years. They are the best in the biz. So go to specproducts.com and use discount code CITO20 for 25% off all items.
You have to be also so desperate for love, attention, whatever it is to be able to do that.
I agree. And I think that I saw somebody say this. Sometimes people forget that two things can be true at once, where like, yes, Raquel did an awful thing, like truly horrible, but she can also be manipulated.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like two things can be true about a situation, and it's not just cut and dry. Like what she did is awful. Like, you know, like I think Sandoval is.
I think he scares me.
He's scary. Like when Lala said he's dangerous, like I agree. Like I just think I don't know. He freaks me out, and I think he's awful. And the t-shirt comment was so vile. Like, bro, you already did enough. You already fucked one of her best friends. To make her feel even worse about herself, for people who don't know, he said, because Ariana said, you know, he did sleep with other people after Raquel. It was me. And Tom said, yeah, she kept her t-shirt on. It was so hot. Like, why did that have to come out of your mouth? Yeah. Why? You already did the worst thing you could possibly do to somebody. It's just vile. And it shows like the true person that he is, because if that so quickly came out of your mouth, imagine what he says when the cameras aren't on. Imagine what the comebacks he has said to Ariana when there's no cameras around.
I think he's like playing a character though. Like he knows when to turn it on and what to do. Like I don't understand. Like this is the biggest thing. Like you went from this reunion where you're literally sitting in your seat like this to like being on stage performing like woo. Like I don't know how does that translate? To me, I'm like one of these is not real. You're either really not happy or you're not. Like I don't know that those two emotions could exist at the extremes that they do at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think either of them have shown any real remorse. I think Raquel was cracking at the end. The last 5 minutes we saw of Raquel, I think it was cracking for her. Like I think maybe she realized when she said she has nobody but Tom, and then she's really like Tom is leaving her in the dust. He's going on tour. He doesn't give a fuck. Who does she I think it cracked. Like who do I have now? Like maybe that fucking woke her up. I don't know. It's awful all around, obviously, but I saw Schwartz, I think went on Brittany and Jax's podcast, and he said the same thing. He was like, I just can't comprehend him getting on stage and just like rocking out every night. Like you're showing no remorse for the situation. Like how are you just going ahead and doing that? And Tom Schwartz hasn't seen him. Like I think Schwartz has to kind of reevaluate his friendship a little bit with, like, you know, your best friend is your best friend, and like I'm always gonna have my best friend's back. Yeah, but at the same time, when you find out that your best friend's actually like a bad person, then you know what I mean? You're like,
that hits harder than finding out a stranger is.
Yeah, you know? Like you're like, ooh, like, you know, because I do think he manipulated Schwartz in some way too.
And they also have a business together, which makes it even harder. It's just like they can't just never talk again. He can't just write him off.
Yeah, I think that, you know, I think people, they hate on Schwartz, right? Because, you know, he was like an accomplice to the situation. I think he was also manipulated by Tom. Like, I think, like, it's true. Like, I think.
No, I actually think Tom is scary.
Like, I think he was believing everything his best friend was telling him, obviously. And he said when he, you know, heard the other side of it, like, it just definitely wasn't the case.
Yeah. The same way that, like, you make it hits harder, I think that with a best friend or whatever, I think that you also can make more excuses because there's a foundation there, you know, where it's like, okay, like for us, it's easy to be like, how could Raquel and Sandoval do this? But like for Schwartz, he's like, well, but there's this and there's whatever, like, because he wants to see the good in his friend.
Right, exactly. Because he has seen good in him before, because obviously they wouldn't be friends in the first place. But I don't know. It's, I think everyone's got to like put it past them at this point, because now it's been like, all right, the reunion's done. Let's stop giving Sandoval airtime at this point. I hope Raquel is getting help somewhere. Because I don't know. It's so fucked up. I think that, go ahead.
Oh my God. Wait, did you guys see the Duracell commercial?
Yes.
Hilarious.
I think Ariana is doing a great job of like making her money.
Yeah.
And she was on the cover of Glamour. She looked beautiful. I think that everyone else on the show probably needs to let it go a little bit, you know? Like,
Well, the thing is, they're all sick, but they're all profiting off of this. So they're like, okay.
True.
Like, I just read the Send It to Daryl hoodies where Lala put a down payment on a $1.3 million house with the profit from those
you know
hoodies.
what? Then I guess I keep talking about it too. But, and listen, I don't, obviously
We're not making money off of it, technically.
No. And obviously they are all going to be so angry because their friend, like, not only was Ariana betrayed, but their friends betrayed them. Like that, a whole friend group is now destroyed because of this. But I think for their own good and their own sanity, they would maybe feel better if they were like, nobody's ever going to get over it. I don't mean get over it actually, because it's not like an easy thing to just get over. But I mean like, maybe we can talk about something else. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, you know, how much are we going to talk about these people? But part 3 is over. So, and that was the big reveal, which I think a lot of people, it's funny the way that people are like, that reveal stunk. Like, as if it's a scripted TV show, but it's a reality show. But then people don't think it's scripted.
This is real life.
Yeah. Like, well, I'm sorry we couldn't make that reveal a little bigger for you. But yeah, I don't know. Crazy. Just, oh my God. It's just awful. Like, I can't. Just awful. Like, genuinely so bad. Like, the more details that came out, I know we were like, oh, let's stop talking about it. But also at the same time, you're just like,
stunned.
How are these two doing this? Like, that's why I think they can't stop. Because look, it's happening right now. Wrapping your head around it. How were they doing this?
And it's
for so long.
And it's their friend group. Yeah. So you're like, oh my God, this is happening. Like, things that we don't know are probably still going on within the dynamics of the friends of whatever. It's like, oh my God, did this person reach out to Raquel? Like, if she really is getting help, you'd have to imagine at least one person maybe like reached out.
Who do you think is most likely to
Sheena.
reach out? Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't think Sheena would ever be friends with them again. But I think in terms of like, being like, are you okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Like
that's what.
Yeah. Like I don't think she would ever be friends with them again. I don't. But I think like, hey, are you okay? Because, you know.
Raquel didn't even apologize to her.
I know.
I think so the same thing goes though. Like your closest friends, like you still. It's not necessarily like how like you just want to reach out. Like you want to be maybe the bigger person.
Yeah. I think she's done that though by like letting her live at her house and all that.
That was like before this.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, awful, just awful all around. Like genuinely sickening. The two of them, what they did is just genuinely sickening, and the fact that they were still lying at the reunion, like, and then like it just at that point they already know what's happening for 7 months, so like. Whatever. Yeah. Just tell everybody.
Yeah.
But I don't know, just sickening all around. All right, moving on to non-Bravo. Apparently, allegedly, Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes already split up again after just 6 weeks of together. I was rooting for them.
What happened?
I don't know. Who even knows if that's real? But Daily Mail and The Sun reported it, so you never know. The Sun was right about Maddie Healy and Taylor Swift, though. So.
Did it say why they broke up?
I did not see reasoning.
It could be one of those things though where like, you know, they break up and then somehow they rekindle and it's like, oh, this is light and fun again. This is, you know, this is what we were missing when we broke up. And then eventually the like light and fun wears off and you're back to
the same old stuff.
According, like you just said, it was just a fling and they've put an end to it. They realized it was probably a mistake to give things another shot. Things ended between them for a reason.
Yeah. Especially because it's so lovey. Like it seems like, I don't know.
And then probably one of them's like, oh, should we put a label on this? And then the other one's like,
when that comes up and then you're like, oh, but we have to talk about, but what if you do this again? Or like, and it just never.
Right. I feel like a lot of people have been in similar situations where they like break up with an ex and they like start hanging out a little bit again. And then one of the two is like, so we're going to do this whole thing again? And then the other one's like, no. And I'm speaking from experience of my boyfriend in high school.
You're like, I've lived this.
Yeah. I like literally like, oh, so we're hanging. Oh, no, you're just.
Yeah.
You just want to have sex. Yeah. Whatever. It's all right. Last topic. Tom Holland said he's taking a break from acting because of The Crowded Room. Apparently did a number on the guy. He's taking a year break. And honestly, respect. Tom Holland, you've put in the work. Take a break. You're with Zendaya. Have fun.
Yeah. Well, I think it was like mentally, like I think darker roles are easier to slip into. Like, man, because like, how do you get out of that if you're playing like
Heath Ledger?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You see Evan Peters talking about, like, after playing Jeffrey Dahmer, he seems like a broken man.
Yeah.
Probably. That's really hard to like channel. Like if you're gonna do a good job, and by a good job I mean a bad job, being like a horrible person, like how do you tap into that?
You have to slip into a dark place every day. Like for how many weeks, months?
Yeah.
So I imagine you're just like, well, I need to find myself again. How am I going to be myself?
Yeah. I think it's sad.
No, I think so too. But they do such a great job.
Wait, what movie is that for Tom Holland?
The Crowded Room.
It's out?
Isn't it a TV series?
I think it's TV.
Oh, but it hasn't come out
With
yet.
Amanda Seyfried?
I'm pretty sure.
No, I
I've
think
seen it
might have
advertised.
just-
I think it like
really?
just
It's either
came
like
out.
coming out soon or about to be. Not my kind of show. Scary. So I wasn't
Yeah.
even looking into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw like a billboard for it the other day.
My problem is that scary, like I'll call that show scary. I'll call Dahmer scary. I know I will get into it, but it is one of the, like those shows I need to watch beginning to end in one sitting because I need to know what happened, because if not, my brain will be going crazy.
Yeah, it comes out tomorrow, June 9th. Low score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Maybe that's why he's taking a break.
13% Apple TV. And yeah, I forget what show that
Wait,
you
13%?
Yeah. Low. Bad. I forgot what show where you were like, or it was a movie and you were like, should I not watch this? Because it was scary. And it wasn't scary at all. And I can't recall.
Stranger
now.
Things?
Maybe it was Stranger Things.
Stranger Things I thought was too scary, so
But
that's
Stranger Things,
how low
I
the
think,
bar
is a little scary though. Like I stopped watching Stranger
got
Things because
scarier,
I didn't
like,
want to
as it
watch it
went on.
alone.
But I got to watch when I watched it with someone. When I watched it with my boyfriend, and I'm like, I could do this.
Yeah.
We could do this together.
Maybe it wasn't The Menu. I'm trying to remember. It was something
The Menu I wouldn't watch.
Yeah, you wouldn't watch The Menu, but I think it was something else in the past year where you were like, I was like, don't.
I don't think you'd be afraid on the menu.
Oh, Murdoch.
Was
Murdoch
that
documentary?
Yeah, that's definitely creepy though.
There's what's the other show that just came out? Oh, The Idol. Yeah, The Idol. I can't watch The Idol.
You don't worry. It's so bad that
No, but this is bad.
this is a good segue into the weekly watch report.
Yes, we might as well just get into the weekly watch report. All right, we're going to get into the weekly watch report where we talk about the things we watched this week. But first, I want to talk to you about Coors Light. Sometimes the days get so crazy, the weeks, they're flying by. We're going on tour. We're here, we're there, we're everywhere. And sometimes we just need to take a moment to chill. And we do that with Coors Light. So why don't you go ahead, say yes to that midweek happy hour, and grab a Coors Light to chill. An ice cold Coors Light, the beer that's made to chill. There's only one beer out there that's literally made to chill, and that is Coors Light. The mountains on the bottle and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way you always know it's time to chill. Whether you're making time to chill, crack open a Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment made to chill. When you choose to chill, pair your plans with an ice cold Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. This is the weekly watch report where we talk about the things we watched this week. Very quick for me. Very quick.
Are we doing grades?
Yeah, we could do grades. I literally only have two things. I watched, or actually, I mean, Vanderpump and Real Houses of New Jersey, but I watched season 40 of Survivor Winners at War,
The whole season?
the whole season.
How long does that take?
Last weekend. It was 15 episodes.
Oh, why did I think it's like Love Island where it's like a
No.
million episodes?
I'm going to give that an A. That's a great season. I love Survivor, and I love just locking into a season of Survivor to watch. So I'm going to give that an A. And then I watched Blackberry. Have you guys heard about that movie?
Yes, I want to see it. It's a documentary, right?
No, it's a movie.
Oh, it's not like a.
It's like Air, but for Blackberry. So that's like, I kind of was like, when I started watching it, I was like, this is just Air for
Was it
phones. I stopped paying attention.
So no.
It honestly did not it. Fights and Dave were both raving
I saw
about
the
this
clip of
movie on
Dave talking
Twitter,
about it.
so I was like, I'm gonna check this out. it lost my attention very quickly. There were parts where I was into it, but like I don't remember how it ended. I mean, we know, but like there were some parts I was into. I was barely watching. I would say Marty definitely paid attention more than I was paying attention. So I
am 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, that's why I can't accurately give it a grade because I really like it lost me a little bit. But I was just being cynical because I was like,
it's Dennis.
Yeah, I was like, this is just Air in BlackBerry form, and I just watched Air. So, and then Vanderpump and Real Housewives in New Jersey. Both are A's. Those are just great reunions at that point. That's what I watched this week.
Devin, what did you watch?
I watched only Vanderpump. I'm rewatching from season 1 to 10. I'm on season 6. Right now, Raquel, this is when Raquel is becoming more part of like the cast-ish, where they're telling her that James cheated on her when she was away at college. And she was basically not wanting to believe it. Also, when Tom Tom first opened, I'll give it a B. Just because we know how good it can. Like, I feel guilty saying how good it can get because it's horrible. Like,
It's
actually
awful things.
How bad it can get.
Just because we know Raquel's life is getting ruined eventually.
Yeah, eventually. I think.
I mean, she
I'm
like
talking about like
ruined
when
her
you're
own
watching
life, but
old
yeah,
episodes.
Yeah. But yeah. And then I also watched How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days on the Flight.
You've never seen that?
Great film.
I have. It's a
a
rewatch.
rewatch.
Oh, okay.
Come on. I know you guys do rewatch.
No, I know. Yeah, specify that.
Classic movie. That's my kind of movie. Not gonna watch The Idol. Not gonna watch anything scary. If I could just watch something, I'm a big like comfort person. I will rewatch shows. I rewatch shows so frequently that I brought it up with my therapist because why do I do this?
Did you see that they say that if you rewatch shows, it's because you like the comfort of knowing what's going to happen and you don't like the idea
it's control.
of not. Yes.
It's control.
You know, I've said this to you before. You should really watch Friends. Like Friends is the best comfort show of all. Like it is so
Entourage
funny.
is a good one too.
Entourage is great, but I mean like comfort, like Friends, like family. Like I love Friends so much. I really do. I really love
I feel
Friends.
like you didn't used to say this.
I didn't, but I became
Didn't you say you were a Seinfeld person?
I was typically, but I have really become like a huge.
So if you could only keep one, Friends or Seinfeld?
I'm keeping Friends.
Wow.
I know. It's crazy because I do love Seinfeld, but I would keep Friends. I am like such a Friends person. Like lately, like throwing it on at night. So comforting, so funny. And
you
like,
put it on when we were
yeah, it's cable
This
TV
is so
in the
bad.
hotel when Friends is on.
People are gonna be. I'm gonna get ripped for this. When you put it on, I was thinking for like a good 2 minutes. I'm like, what show is this? And I didn't say anything.
How?
And I was like, thank God I didn't. Because when I realized it was Friends, I was like, she would have been like, what the hell?
Well, I would have given you a whole spiel about how you should watch Friends like right now.
My roommate in college was like, die hard.
That's the first time I like binge watched Friends was when the semester I went away to college.
I walked
at
by
Pace.
Devin on the airplane and I saw your TV and I thought you were watching Friends. It looked like Friends.
I was watching. The other thing that I watched was Erin Brockovich.
That's a great movie.
I'd never seen it.
I've
That's a
never
good one.
seen that.
It is.
Julia Roberts.
Oh, it is that is like, yes.
Very female empowering.
Yes. And like also like she's helping people. I don't know. I was like, go ahead.
She won the Oscar for that.
Yeah.
Was it on, do they have it on the plane?
Yeah. Well, I don't know why. I'm not this like I said, I like the easy movies to watch, but I clicked on critically acclaimed, and then I was like, I just read it was like about like a lawyer thing, and I was like, oh, this could be interesting to me. I give it an A+.
Oh my gosh, high score.
Yeah, I really liked it,
Yeah.
and it was just like not really. I don't want to say feel good. I'm not going to spoil it because it sounds like you might watch it.
Maybe on the
story.
plane today. I gotta watch something.
That's the other thing. I like a.
Oh, it's true story. Oh.
But there, for the negative, there. I mean, I think it's pretty like a lot of it. You can sense it in the movie. You're like, something good's coming from this. So I think that I liked that, and it was just like a human story.
An
It
A+.
was people helping people.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, do you think you'll ever watch Friends? So we skated by that conversation.
What is it on?
Max, HBO Max.
Okay.
Just say HBO.
How many? This is what gets me. I can't get by the seasons.
There's 10 seasons, but it's great. Like it just
And they're only 30 minutes, right?
It feel
I
good.
tried to
You
watch it.
fly
I put
by.
it on like a couple years ago, and I'm just like, I can't do it.
Here's
I
the thing.
can't do it.
I think you got to get past the first season because obviously,
Everyone says that about every show.
well, because it's so
the same thing
early.
with Succession. I haven't watched Succession.
Oh no, the first season's great. I
Someone told me you got to get through the first.
well, no, because I think the finale of the first season is genuinely jaw dropping. Like,
Okay.
like
Honestly, every finale,
you will never expect what happens in the finale of the first season of Succession. So I think that's why people say that but I think the lead up to it is good. But look, I just have a smile on my face thinking about Friends. Like it's just so, I find myself like genuinely cracking up when I'm watching Friends. Like I'm like, man, this is a knee slapper. It really, when they
Who's your
said
favorite character?
too many. I like Chandler, Joey, Rachel, Monica, all the friends.
I know you like to.
Phoebe.
Like you like to put yourself. I'm the kind of person that could watch. Like if I
Not
go
Ross.
see,
I like Ross, but he's at the bottom.
if I go see a Marvel movie, like when I leave a theater, I am a superhero. Like I have powers.
Yeah.
So who do you envision yourself as?
Good question.
Like that's because I always envision myself in things. I'm like, who would I be?
So I asked Marty this. I was like, who do you think I am from Friends? Because we watch all the time. And he said, but you're not going to know because you've never seen
No,
it.
but I want to.
I
know
think
and then watch it
Based
with
on
this
my
in my head.
not great knowledge of the characters, I would say you're either Monica or what's the blonde one?
Not Monica.
Phoebe?
Phoebe.
I know the
No.
names.
Marty said he thinks I'm a mixture of Joey and Rachel.
Oh, we're allowed to do other genders.
He was like, because Joey's just like
Yeah, definitely Joey. Yeah.
like goofy, like you know what I mean? Like he's just like goofy.
Who do you think I am?
Monica.
No.
Why?
I don't know,
he
because you have
hasn't
the
really-
same hair.
Yeah, like Monica's very. I think Monica's hilarious, but she's very like neurotic and like
This
competitive.
entire thing I've been saying that I'm like, I can't watch this. I'd bleed my head.
No, she's not.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
feel like
like
she is
that.
neurotic.
No, neurotic in terms of like things have to be like spotless and clean, and she's very competitive and like.
I think I'm fairly competitive, but I don't know that I need to be spotless. Like I can deal with. a little
Yeah, I
chaos.
don't know. There's.
I honestly think she is Monica.
I don't think so. I
don't really know
she's
that.
more
Have you
like
watched Friends?
she's more lighthearted than Monica. Monica's
thank
so funny. Like Monica's one of my favorite characters. She cracks me up. But you're a lot more easygoing than Monica.
Oh, okay.
So then maybe a mix of Monica and what's her name? Rachel? Jennifer Aniston?
No, Rachel's like they're all. Should I find a description of each Friends character?
Should we take a BuzzFeed quiz?
Yeah,
What
wait.
Friends
Grab
character?
this
are?
hotel room.
Friends characters?
I've done this with shows I haven't watched. I'll just be like,
Description.
what character?
Oh my
am I?
god, that was the best on Facebook. Remember all those quizzes?
Guys, if you could only keep one movie out of these two while you're looking, he's just not that into you. He's just not that into you. Is that the movie? Mm-hmm. What was the movie you just said? How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, or he's just not that into
How
you?
to Lose a Guy in 10 Days
Really?
every
Yeah.
single time. Okay, so Monica Geller, this is the one, this is a random website. It says, the one with OCD. Monica, as we've seen, is a perfect example of someone who's OCD. She obsesses over every detail and must have everything organized and planned out. Monica loves spending time with others and makes decisions based on feelings. She loves being the hostess and loves taking care of her friends, even if they're acting crazy. Monica is over-organized. She's very competitive.
That could be
Oh.
me-ish. Like I think
Some things. Rachel is.
why are you like not?
Because she is so obsessive and organized in the show, and you just don't
I
see
feel
that.
like
with
Devin
me.
is that way. She's always has like, her journal,
I do have my agenda. I live by
her
that.
agenda.
You're looking at her and more of like like work, and I'm looking at more of like friend. I think that's the split we're
Yeah.
having right now. Because you're not somebody who's like, oh my god, this needs to be super clean and like this is like. I'm not saying you're messy.
You're messy.
No, but I'm just
My
saying.
apartment right now, though.
yeah. Rachel is spontaneous and flexible, energetic and playful, but she's also, fashionista. She's high maintenance. Ross, he's just, the guy with the 3
Goof.
divorces. Big
The Brad
goof
Pitt.
guy. Chandler, a lot of sarcasm. Joey is just, goofy.
That's my favorite scene, the Brad Pitt Thanksgiving dinner. and that's like one of the only ones I can think of.
But
that's so funny.
So funny. That's
The
such
I Hate
a
Rachel Green Club.
such a funny episode of Friends.
Yeah.
All right, are you taking a quiz? All right,
I've been this whole
okay.
time.
I want to know your answer after
But
that.
let's hear Sarah's.
Yeah, Sarah, what did you watch this week?
So I watched Dave the last 2 episodes. I agree with Rhea a lot on Dave. I hear you. Like, I'm just not like, he's so into himself. I can't do it anymore. So
Tell me more.
I really can't. Like, we get it. Rhea said it before, and I'm just like, yes, I 100% agree. But the finale, I will say, was really cool. If you haven't watched it, turn this off right now because I'm going to spoil the cameo. It's Brad Pitt. It's crazy.
Super cool.
Did you watch?
No, I didn't, because I'm taking, a stance against watching Dave. But I may have to watch the Brad Pitt episode.
Yeah, he was in it for so long, and I think Noah, you watched it too, so you can talk about that too. But yeah, Brad Pitt was in it, and at first I was like, okay, he's just in it for a few minutes, like that's really cool, like it'll be a quick cameo. He was in it for like the whole episode, so I'm gonna give both of those a B. And then I completely binged the Ultimatum Queer Love, like the entire thing except for the reunion, which I heard is really dramatic, so I can't wait to watch it. I really liked this character Yoli. You guys haven't watched it, have you?
No.
Okay, so the only point I want to make about this is that so she kind of fell in love with someone else. You live with someone else for 3 weeks, and then you go back to your original partner and you decide who you want to be with. And I thought for sure like she would end up with her new partner, but her original partner, Mal, ended up proposing to her. And she said yes, but it was kind of like a hesitant yes. And it was just weird because after that, she had to reject her person that she fell in love with. And the person she fell in love with rejected their partner for her. And she's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I just have to see this through. And I'm like, can you imagine, like, you propose to somebody and they're like, oh, I got to see it through. It makes it sound like you're going to break up. Like, oh, I know this won't end up well, but
Yeah, you don't want an engagement to be like that.
You also don't have to say yes. You
Yeah.
you could say no, but we'll see where this goes.
Yeah, like let's wait.
I feel like when you say yes, you lock yourself in.
Yeah.
right.
There's a
It's worse to break off an engagement than just breaking up with somebody.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I got to see it through. I've been with this person for 3 years. It's like, well, if you're looking at it that way, that's a horrible way to start your engagement.
Clearly, you're already not looking at this great, so you should probably get out.
Yeah, so I thought that was wild. I liked her, though, so I hope she ends up with her new partner. I also watched Kardashians season 3, episode 2, and it's just like, it's a D. Like, I'm just over it. Like, no one's really been talking about them very much lately, and I get why, because I feel like they just have so much control over the show. Like, Real Housewives of New Jersey is different in the way that, like, they're laying it all out there.
and you give up your
You give up everything. Yeah, so I'm just, and they release the episodes, like, week after week. Like, just put it all on Hulu, like, so we can watch it all.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. And, like, there was a scene where Kendall taught Kylie stick, and it kind of felt like they were trying to channel the old seasons.
I watched that. So boring. It went on for so long. It was like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, we don't care.
We don't care. And it's just like, it's just not hitting the same because I feel like they just really know that they're on camera and they're so careful with what they say. It's just like, I know that they're just so careful because they get ridiculed all the time. So I just feel like they've been stripped of their personalities.
like they give you enough that you think that you're getting a lot, but like you're actually not. Also, they're not being talked about, but if you release weekly, every week there's like something, like a little like thing in there that is like, okay, this will be in the news. So they'll be in the news for however many weeks the show airs.
That's a good point.
If you just put it all out at once, like only the biggest bombshells are going to come from
That makes
full
sense.
season.
That's a great point. But they're not like, it's not good enough to do that. And yeah, that's it.
Who did you get? Because I think I saw, and I was gonna say I can see Phoebe in some ways because you love a good like joke around, like, you know what I mean? Like, you like to laugh, and I feel like Phoebe likes to like laugh and joke around. Why does it say you're Phoebe?
You're a bit of a wild card, but you know what's important in life. You ooze creativity and will tolerate the smelliest of cats. I don't know about that.
That's not a real, like, it's just like a song that Phoebe sings, Smelly Cat. But I'm like, well, if you guys want to know, I could see Phoebe. A little bit.
Also,
maybe
though,
a mixture of all of them.
This wasn't like my personality. It was like, what song do you like? And it was just a bunch of songs that had the word friends in it.
Yeah, that's not a good quiz. But I can.
Or like, it was like, what movie do you like? I picked Ratatouille.
I think
but then there's like The Sopranos. What would that?
I think
sorry. Yeah. There was TV too. I'm getting my.
I think a mixture of Phoebe and Monica would be my answer. All right, what did you watch this week?
I also watched the day finale, and I didn't like this season really for the most part, but to have Brad Pitt in your show is kind of crazy. And it kind of gave me like, I don't want to spoil the episode, but like,
Well, she already did.
no, in terms of like what actually happened.
Sorry.
But like the once upon a time in Hollywood like ending vibes. I mean, obviously because he's in it, but like that type of thing. I'll give that episode though like an A-, and Drake was in it too. So some good cameos. Platonic episode 4, the show with Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne. Not as good as the first few. I'll give it a B-. But still a good watch. I feel like that's a nice like comfort show. Yeah, maybe. Silo. I watched. I don't even know what episode I watched, but like I'm kind of in and out of that. It's entertaining, but it's like, do you guys have this problem where like your TV's too dark and like you can't see?
With some shows, I'm like, is this the show or my TV?
That's what I'm struggling with. And like sometimes I put my shades down, like my room's dark and everything, but like I still can't see. And I'm like, it's a dark show because the whole thing is like they're underground, but I'm like, I can't see anything. Like I'm just watching a black screen.
You should brighten it.
I try, but then I'm like, I don't want to. I want to see it how it's supposed to be. Like I don't want it to make it look all bright. But yeah, I don't know. So it makes it harder to me like to want to watch it because I'm like, I'm just gonna be like looking at myself in the TV. And then I watched the Idol episode 1. You still haven't watched that?
No.
D-, and that's being generous.
I heard it wasn't crazy till the very end.
But like, not even about being crazy or not. It's just like there's no point to any of it, and it's just like let's just show naked people like and do drugs for no reason, like because yeah, people will talk about it and watch it. It's The Weeknd and Lily Rose Depp, but like it's like what is this? Like it's the worst reviewed HBO show ever.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it.
All right, guys. Those are the things we watched this week. All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you, Devin, Sarah, and Noah for joining me today. Fran, we missed you, and we hope that you won. By the time you're listening to this, we will know. Thank you guys for listening. Subscribe on YouTube. And Minneapolis, we are coming for you next week.
Maybe I'll be there. Maybe I won't. I don't know.
Stop.
I hope I'm invited.
We will be coming to you for the last stop of the tour, and we're super excited. We love you guys, and we'll talk to you on Monday.